Well, hello and welcome to the Power of God Broadcasting Network's Woman to Woman channel. I am so glad to be with you all today. This is Lady Christine Carmichael Foster, and it is always an honor just to be able to come and greet the women of God, women all over the world who may be watching. Maybe you watch today, and maybe you'll watch another day. But whenever you see this, we hope that our Woman to Woman channel does what our job is to do, which is to encourage you to always excel and to pursue your dreams. You are gifted. You are beautiful. You have so much to offer, more than the eyes can see. A lot of times we focus on the outward side of our beauty, but there's beauty within. And a lot of times we're not able to show it. So we want to encourage you to be all you can be, to do the things that you have in your heart to do. As a woman, you have much to offer, and we love you. So today, it gives us a great honor and privilege to bring to you a special guest on our network. She is a young woman and an entrepreneur. Her name is Christine Leaura, and she is a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Maryland. She believes that the Lord had granted her the ability to do hair and has now grown it into be a passion. Her journey hasn't always been smooth, but every bump and setback has prepared her to be where she is now. And it gives me great honor and privilege today, as I said, to bring on our show Christine Leaura and allow her to share with us the things that God is doing with her, and you will be blessed. Let us say hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I am wonderful. So glad to be with you today. I'm honored to have you on our show.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here, honestly.
I know it took me a while. I've been working, for those that are listening, I've been working on Christine for a little while, trying to get her to come on this show, because I have definitely been blessed and just watching her evolve into the young woman that she is. I have had the privilege of allowing Christine to do my hair on several occasions, and she is an excellent uh, cosmetologist. She does hair well. She's one of those people who have a soft touch with her hands when she braids, and when you braid your hair down, and you know how we get the sew-ins and different things like that to keep ourselves looking good, ladies. It's nice to be able to do that and know that your hair is not being, it's being taken care of properly while it's underneath, and also that it doesn't hurt. So I want to thank Christine for all the many times that she has done my hair, and she will continue to do it. As I tell people all the time, I have hair stylists for all different occasions. So just depending on their specializations, and Christine is really good with that. So Christine, tell my listeners today how you got started with doing hair.
Ooh. Well, ever since I was like 10 years old, I begged
Mhm.
my mom for a mannequin head.
Okay.
And from then on, it's been history. I taught myself how to twist, how to braid, and I even started doing my own hair from middle school all the way throughout high school. I would go to certain professionals if I wanted like kinky twists and stuff like that, but I
Mhm.
made sure I always took care of my hair. I didn't start doing other people's hair until I would say my first year of college.
Okay.
So that was interesting starting out. But as time went on, I've gotten better, and just anybody's hair that I could get into, be like, oh, let me do your hair. Let me just see how it is. And I just love doing it. Even if it was for free, I would do it for free because I just loved it that much.
Right.
So I didn't see it as a passion, just more so a hobby. And it wasn't until 2015 I got my first job at this hair salon, and the owner was telling me like, this is really not a hobby. Like, you're talented and you
Mhm.
have something that you have a gift that you can profit off of, honestly.
Right.
But I still didn't believe her, so I kind of just went on my way. um um and more recently it's like, oh wait, I do have a gift. Oh, I should continue this. And
Mhm.
God has brought me through each and every way. Like, even when I would get other jobs, I would always resort to going back to doing hair. So hair has definitely been a major part of my life, and I'm honestly glad to be here and to be able to tell you my story. So
Oh,
yeah.
well, we're definitely glad that you are here to be with us as well, because I really believe that there are so many gifted and talented women, people everywhere. But today on our show, we always deal with the ladies, because women, I believe we have, like I said, so many different gifts and talents and abilities. But a lot of times we're so busy taking care of other people that a lot of times our things, the desires that we have, go to the background, and we've got to learn how to do those things but also pursue the passions and the dreams that we have ourselves. So I'm really, really happy to see that somebody began to speak into your life, that this gift that you had was to be more than just a hobby, and that, later it became, in hindsight, a passion.
Right.
So you were sharing how you started doing hair in college. So you did some of that for free. Did you ever get paid some for doing hair in college?
Um, Not very often because I started out doing my family members' hair, my close
Hmm.
friends. Um, I was For me, I was more focused on the skill. Some
Okay.
people would pay me, but by then I probably had another job where I was getting a check from. So
Right.
doing the hair, I wasn't focused on the money. I was focused on perfecting my craft, if that makes
Right.
sense.
And
But
that's a good idea. That is a good idea. But when you said college, it just kind of made me think, a lot of times when we're in college, we can't afford to go to a real hairdresser. So that would have probably been a good area for you to pick up a couple of dollars,
right,
and not charge people an arm and a leg. But, the girls, all of us like to look good. So, I'm sure that could have also been a way to pick up a couple of extra dollars on the side. But it's always good that that you had that thought process of just using those opportunities to better your craft,
right.
and get the skill under your wrap. So I know you're going to school for cosmetology. When did you decide to take now what you started doing as a hobby and make it to the point where you wanted to actually get a license for what you're doing?
Ooh. Um, I I'm trying to think. It was before the pandemic.
Mhm.
I literally woke up one morning and the Lord told me clear as day, you need to go to cosmetology school. I'm like, okay, Lord, let me just look into it. It wasn't really a thought. People have told me that I should go into cosmetology school. And I was like, I don't know if I
Mhm.
want to do that because apprenticeship is 2 years. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm a braider. Like, at this point in time in my life, I'm not interested in doing anything else. But
Right.
when I got that revelation from the Lord, um, I looked into the school. I went to the Aveda Institute that's in Bel Air, Maryland. I called
Mhm.
them. They signed me up right away. I had a virtual tour.
Wow.
Um, um, Financial aid covered everything. I didn't have to pay
Wow.
anything out of pocket. So I knew that was a blessing.
Mhm.
Um, and my husband was super supportive of me going to cosmetology school. And it went by like a breeze. I had so much fun while learning.
Right.
Made great friendships, met really good people. And that's all the Lord right there, just showing favor in that
Right.
that was something that I was supposed to do. And even while I was in cosmetology school, I was able to open up a salon suite um, as a braider
Mhm.
because you don't need a license to open up a braiding shop. So I had a little room where I was doing hair out of because my clientele was starting to pick up. So it was just more convenient for me to have my clients come to me versus because
Right.
before I even had the suite, I was a traveling stylist. And yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, that's one thing I know with Christine. For those that don't know, she traveled at that time, and she used to travel up to Delaware, where I live, and do my hair. And there were times when I traveled down to Maryland, where she's based at, and went and got my hair done. And so I was really excited after continually having her do my hair. to find out, from one, that she had gone to school, but not only that, she stopped her corporate job that she had and decided to really go out after, this job, or this passion that she now has, and open her own shop. And that takes stepping out on faith. So I know you said that God told you that you needed to go to school for hair, and then
Yes.
once you started doing that, and you started seeing all the doors open, and your college being, the tuition being paid for, and you said you met so many nice people, and it just kind of like worked out. When God told you to step out of your comfort zone of your job and to go and open another shop, how did that transpire?
Ooh. So the Lord, so I like to be transparent, and
Okay.
when I say certain things, I just take it with a grain of salt. So the Lord has also gifted me with the ability to dream,
Mhm.
and sometimes when He gives you prophetic dreams, you
Mhm.
pray on it. Sometimes you may need to fast and pray.
Right.
um, this particular dream that the Lord gave me about the place that I was currently at was more so a warning dream. I don't know if it had anything to do with the building itself, but
Mhm.
I let the Lord know that whenever you want me to leave, I will be ready.
Right.
Um, and one thing about me, when it comes to my hair business, I'm not afraid to start over because I know the Lord is the one that gave me the
Mhm.
ability to do hair, gave me the business, gave me insight on everything. So he, like, everything is in his hands. I don't have anything to worry about because
Right.
I know that he's the one that gave me this. So
Mhm.
once I told the Lord, like, hey, whenever you want me to leave, I'm ready. So
Right.
I my friend who used to have a suite next to me, she left and went to Ulta, which is like it's a makeup store. If you're not too familiar with it.
Right.
Um, so she was
Pretty
telling me
big one
how,
too.
yeah, she was telling me how good the work environment was, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because my
Mhm.
very first time working for somebody wasn't a good one.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not necessarily working for one individual. I'm working for a corporation. Um,
Okay.
but she said the work environment is really nice, and they would love to have you because they're looking for more of a diverse stylist who can
Mhm.
do multicultural hair, basically. Um,
Okay.
so that was what, around the summertime of last year, and I did not apply for the job until December of last year. And even with that, the application process, the interview process, I believe I had 2 interviews. I had to submit a video. Everything went by really smooth, and
Wow.
of course, my friend put in a good word for me, and I got the job. I didn't start until February because I had to wait till my
Mhm.
lease was up. Um, but it look like, talking about my experience and looking back on my experience,
Mhm.
it's amazing just to see, like, when God wants to bless you and show you, hey, I have good things for you, just trust me, I got
Right.
you. And he truly does. And
Yes, he
it
does.
warms my heart just to see. So I know if God can do it for me, he can do it for you. And that's with anything. Like, there's no limitations to God's blessing, to who he is as our heavenly
Mhm.
father. Like, there's just
Mhm.
no limitations to that. So
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. He has no limits. The Bible says that he can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can even ask or think,
Right.
according to his power. And when you really think about those words, and we think about the things that we even dream about or imagine, and to be honest, we dream small.
Yeah.
We believe small, we ask small, and God says ask largely, and a
Yes.
lot of times he's just trying to get us to begin to move in faith and begin to step out on faith and to believe that he can do it. If whatever we want to be, that we can be it. We're big at teaching people, to own and to have your own businesses and things like that. And I
Right.
really believe that during COVID, it's really pushed a lot of people to step out and to begin to create those businesses that are really inside of us already, but they're dying dormant or laying dormant because of the fact that we are in corporate world working. And corporate world is great, but it's also more of a cushion
Yeah.
and a safe place. And when you actually step out to do what you did, which is to start your own business and to try to achieve a goal, would you say that your finances grew from stepping out and doing your own business, or was it better the back when you worked for the corporate world?
Oh, yeah. So before I opened up my suite, I was a personal care provider for one individual. Um, I, I wasn't making a lot of money at all, but
Mm-hmm.
I tr- like I truly care for the individual, so making sure that that person was good was my main priority. Yeah,
Right.
I yes, I do need it. I did need the money, but it was convenient for me because I was in school at the time. So
Okay.
once I stepped out on faith and opened up my salon suite, I oh, I got fired the week that I was supposed to start my salon suite because I had ended up catching COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Um but the day before I was supposed to come back to that job, they had let me go. So
Wow.
that same week I had started up my my business because I had
Okay.
purchased it or signed a lease before I caught COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got better and I came back, I made more money that same week than I would have in the entire month working for the individual. So that's another thing where God has blessed me in that area
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
far as finances. So it got way better, way better.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that the blessings that we forfeit or we're not getting because we've got comfortable in a certain place or
Yeah.
doing things a certain way, and God is a lot of times trying to push us to believe that he can do more, he can give us more than what we're actually settling for at the time. So watching you step out and taking that faith, and I was able to come and see your shop that you were in, and I'm anxious to come and see where you're at now, but just watching you step out, I was so proud of you for stepping out as a young woman to do what you felt in your heart, and then seeing that God was blessing it. And it's nothing like having your own business, and nothing
Right.
like being able to do that and have that freedom to decide your schedule and to choose when you want to work, to choose when you want to do certain things and not. And then, of course, the type of job that you have or the profession that you have is one that you can travel with. So you could be on the road and do people's hair anywhere that you go, if you
Right.
can choose to do that wherever you want to. So it's the sky's the limits for what you're doing. There's weddings and people
Yes.
getting married and wedding, all kinds of things that are out there that you could do and be a stylist for somebody. So I want to definitely encourage you to keep going.
Yeah.
Definitely don't retreat and go backwards. And
Yeah.
nevertheless, no matter what happens, I really liked what you said, that you're not afraid to start over,
Yeah.
because in business for yourself, you can't be afraid to start over,
Right. Yeah.
cannot be afraid to start over. So I want to encourage, and I hope that you all that are listening are definitely being encouraged by Christine's testimony, because I know there are not other ladies that are out there that are sitting at your corporate job and you're saying to yourself, I really know that there's more to life than this, and that I know I have some other things in my heart that I want to do, but because of where we are, and sometimes it's the circumstances that we're in, that we think we can't move. But I know in hindsight that the things that we have in us, if we would just begin to start writing our visions and getting those plans together and preparing ourselves, that God will open the door. So I don't know, when you were sharing a few minutes ago, Christine, when you said that when you, after you had gotten sick and was getting ready to come back to work, had you intended to leave then, or your leaving happened when they released you?
My leaving happened when they released me. So the Lord had been telling me, "Oh, you need to leave this job," but I
Mhm.
wasn't listening because I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't. I want to get into hair, but I don't have my license yet. I don't
Right.
know what I'm gonna do, Lord. I'm having all these questions when God
Hmm.
already has the answers.
Right.
So it was literally like, you're not gonna quit? Okay, I'm gonna allow you to get fired.
Right.
So, sometimes our disobedience can allow, the Lord to kind of give us that kick that we need to do what He
Hmm.
needs us to do.
Hmm.
So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it was definitely encouraging. Like, even
Right.
with the place that I'm at now, I know, just like how you said, we act small. No, I want to
Hmm.
ask for something bigger. I want to put myself, so my goal is to put myself back into the salon suites again. But
Okay.
I know that when I had the salon suites originally, it first off, it wasn't a actual salon suite. It was an office space that I turned into a salon suite. So it wasn't necessarily equipped
Mm.
for me to have a growing business as far as that.
Right.
It
Hmm.
was a great startup.
Hmm.
I'm grateful for that. Um, I just wanted to be in a position where I have the clientele and a more of a diverse clientele and be in an
Right.
area with the traffic. So
Right.
right now is literally just taking a break from that. And I know
Hmm.
God will do exceedingly and abundantly. So I'm not afraid
Yes.
of that. And
That's
where I'm
right.
at right now is really good for working, for networking and having better relationships, honestly.
I just, I asked that question because I figured that because God has a way of helping us really because he was
Right.
helping you out, and
Yeah.
a lot of times when God is telling us to do things, as you said, shared, we don't always obey him because we are trying to figure out the ends from the beginning, but he says he already has the plan and he knows what his intentions are. And it's just, we as women, we like to know what's next. We like to
Right.
be in control. And as a believer or just trusting God, trusting and controlling are cannot operate at the same time. So
Right.
just being able to trust God and step out and do what he wanted you to do, you know, brought those blessings to you. And it's so wonderful that he took the time and say, well, okay, well, you're not going to do it yourself. I'm going to help you. So,
Yeah.
and then when he helped you, that his help in helping you to be released from that job, he opened the other door. And a lot of
Yeah.
times I say that just to encourage you, those that are listening, that there is another door that is waiting for us. And a lot of times we are hindering our own blessings because we will not be obedient to
Right.
what God is saying. So is God saying something to you today that you are trying to reason out, that you're trying to figure out how it's going to work out or how to handle this and how to handle that? God said he doesn't need our help. He knows the plans that he has for us. And all he wants us to do is to be obedient and just say, okay, God, I
Right.
trust you. And just pay attention to his voice and his leading. Because just like Christine was blessed, to open a shop and to get better finances than what she had, the same way God wants to bless you as well. He does not have respect of persons. He loves us all, and he has great things in store for us. So I want to encourage you all to just get out there. Don't be afraid to step out and try new things because great things are in store for us. I want you to listen to this as we take a small commercial break.
Falling in the mud is not the problem. Staying in the mud is. Don't lie there in regret. Respect yourself enough to get up. You have to contend for what is yours. It will not be given to you. The question is not, do you have the strength to fight? For the battle is the Lord's. The question is, do you have the will fight. The mud can be clean, for God's blood covers all. So don't stay there in the mud. Get up and stand tall.
Well, welcome back. Thank you for taking that commercial break with us. I hope that you all enjoyed that short segment about staying in the mud. And for those that don't know, that was written by a special friend of mine, Michael Gibson, who is known as the biblical poet. And so if you don't know about him, check him out on Facebook, and you'll be able to follow a lot of his work. He is a man of God, and he does excellent work. And so I just want to show support for my brothers and sisters everywhere. Anybody that I meet and I find out you have a gift or a talent, you're coming on this network in one way or another, because I believe that God wants us to support each other. So, Christine, I thank you for joining me today. And I hope you'll see that it wasn't as bad as you thought, huh?
No, not at all.
And you carried yourself just like you were a natural at this thing. So you did a wonderful job. I enjoyed this interview with you. If I gave you just a minute, I want you to say something to encourage another woman that might be watching today. I'm going to surrender the floor for a moment and that you say something before we close this stage.
Okay. For everyone that is listening right now, I just want to encourage you and let you know that God is faithful, no, even when we're not. I just want you to know that you're loved, and whatever you are going through right now, just continue to stay steadfast and pray to God, fast. Even if it's for a couple of hours out of the day, just dedicate that time to the Lord, because it is so worth it. We have very busy lives. We stress on things that are detrimental to us, but just know that God is the ultimate one. He's a healer. He's a fixer. He he helps us with our finances. He helps us with our mental health. Wherever or whatever God has put in your path to, you may not know that it may be there to help you, even our hurts as well. Sometimes the Lord uses our heartbreak to draw nearer and closer to Him. But anyone else that's struggling with having a relationship with God, just know that He is there for you always. Whenever you decide to choose Him, He will be right there for you. So I just want to encourage y'all for that. He's done it for me. And my story is still being written right now, but I just trust God for every single part of it. And I just want to encourage you for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Christine, for sharing and encouraging the ladies. I know that they feel your heart and your sincerity in your message. And again, I want to thank you for joining me on the Woman to Woman show for the Power of God Broadcasting Network. I am honored that you took the time to sit with us and bless us with your story. Ladies, I pray for you. I ask you all to continue to follow us on the Power of God Broadcasting Network. Follow us every week. We have shows that are airing 24 hours, 7 days a week. And if you're not busy and you don't have a church home, follow us on Sunday. We'll be on the air as well with our church services. And Bishop and I will be back on Monday from 6:30 to 7:30 with our Monday night live show. So I hope that you all enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and I pray that you will be encouraged to do and follow your dreams. For God has a plan, and it's bigger than you could ever imagine. So trust Him and follow His leading. God bless you.